If you want to build a huge vertical jump and keep adding consistent inches month after month, this is exactly how you need to structure your training. It's the same method I use to add 15 to 20 inches to my vertical and help 500 plus athletes add inches to theirs too. Many going from barely touching the rim to hitting their first between the legs dunk in only a year or two. This way of structuring training does three things, big things in fact. It keeps strength, speed, and jump technique alive all year round. It stops hard earned jump gains from fading, and it makes every training cycle build on top of the last. And most programs miss that. They isolate one quality at one time and let the others die. So stick with me and I'll show you how to set up your training so every session stacks inches and your effort doesn't go to waste. So here's a very common way people approach their training. They do 4 to 6 weeks of pure strength work, then 6 weeks of pure speed, well, 4 to 6 weeks, and then maybe a training cycle emphasizing plyometrics after that. So sure, that sounds organized, but it backfires. What a lot of people don't realize is that your body adapts fast, but it can also detrain fast too. So if you ignore speed for a few weeks or don't hit that quality hard enough, you can actually detrain that a little bit or even completely. So the same goes for heavy lifting. The nice thing about it is it takes a little bit longer to detrain, but if it does, your muscular force output drops. So essentially, I call that the one step forward, one step back loop. This is where you can end up strong but slow or springy but weak. But really, it doesn't matter either way, your vertical stalls. Lived in that loop for years. I would get my squat up, but then my vertical would barely go up. And then vice versa. I would emphasize speed in my training or focus on speed in my training. I would get faster, but then my force would drop and my vertical wouldn't move. It felt like I was running in circles for a bit. So I stopped training in this way because I realized it was stupid and I was getting nowhere. And I knew if I wanted to make an insane vertical transformation like the one I was imagining in my head, I had to take a different approach. Instead, I structured my training in a way that incorporated strength, speed, power, and elasticity, and also jump technique. Can't forget that together. And all I did was I adjusted the dose of each depending on what I wanted to focus on. But I never let one of those qualities completely disappear from my training. And this is when things exploded for me, like quite literally. So when I started approaching my training in this way, I added 15 plus inches to my vertical over the course of a couple years. And this was especially true when I was emphasizing speed in my training because I'm naturally a very, very slow guy. So I train every quality all year. So strength, speed, elasticity, and obviously jumping the skill itself, the technique, they all need to stay in the plan at all times. So even if I'm going through a strength phase, I'm still keeping sprinting, jumping, elastic work, all that sort of stuff in the training. But I'm just emphasizing strength and only really pushing that at that time while trying to maintain the others. So if strength is the focus, I allocate more training volume, more sets, more reps to the strength work while I reduce something like sprinting or plyometrics and give myself the minimum effective dose. And vice versa, sprinting or speed stuff, same thing. I'll give that more sets, more volume while dialing back the strength work, maybe changing it a little bit just to maintain it. So the mix, the formula, or the recipe, it changes a little bit in terms of the dosage of each, but the ingredients never disappear. Now, the scientific name of this is concurrent periodization. So essentially, you're just moving the dial, not turning things off. Now, every athlete is wired a little bit differently and will have to take a little bit of a different approach. Some of you might be more of a bear jump profile, so you might already be strong. So you're going to have to emphasize speed from maybe not just a month, but a long time without detraining strength. Some of you might be more of a gazelle jump profile, so you might be already pretty elastic and bouncy, but not very strong. So you might have to emphasize strength in your training for a long time while not letting your elasticity and speed drop. Or you might be what we call a wolf jump profile. So you essentially just need to train everything evenly and bring everything up over time. So a simple week might look like this. So on a Wednesday, you jump. On a Saturday, you jump. You sprint after or before, whatever you prefer. And then Monday and Thursday, you do lower body strength, and then you kind of sprinkle in upper where you want to. So essentially, you're ticking all boxes at the same time. So this training structure is why my vertical keeps climbing years later. And it's exactly what we use for our athletes, and it's how we go about personalizing their training, emphasizing the quality that's weakest and the one they need to work on while not letting the others detrain. There's no need to overcomplicate things. So, for example, our athlete, Asan, he came to us as a powerlifter and had a huge background in that. I think he was playing basketball casually. He could deadlift well over 4 plates. He could squat over 3 plates as well. And he's added over 8 to 10 inches to his vertical training with us for just over a year. And he went from barely being able to touch the rim to now he's hitting one-handers on 910 and 911, I believe, as well, off the dribble and off lob. So pretty much the whole time we've been training him, every training cycle has essentially been a speed-focused training cycle. So he's sprinting a lot, he's doing a lot of plyometrics, and we're heavily biasing jump sessions in his training. But at the same time, we're maintaining his strength that he built through all those years of powerlifting. We're not letting him lose it, and we're still giving him enough volume so then he still builds that a little bit too. But now it's just done in a way to where that strength is actually going to translate into him jumping higher now. Because his main weakness and his main deficit was jump technique and jumping and just developing coordination there, but also just speed and producing force fast enough. So say we didn't do that, we just emphasized speed and got him jumping and he started to lose strength. He might have made a little bit of progress early on, but over the long term, he would have ended up stuck because his strength would have detrained too much and he wouldn't have just simply been producing enough force, even though he was producing it faster. So this is where it's absolutely vital you don't let qualities detrain or at least too much. So ensure you audit your own training. Are you ticking all the boxes or are you missing one? Does your training incorporate strength work? Does your training incorporate speed work? Are you putting things in place to get more elastic or maintain it? Are you jumping every week, developing the skill of it? Then adjusting the dose depending on what you want to work on while protecting what you've built. So this is how you add inches to your vertical and keep them.